near Alaska or something. No, we cannot do that. Isn't it? So this is the main thing. And number 4, restoration and protection of Tibet's natural environment and abandonment of China's use of Tibet for the production of nuclear weapons and dumping nuclear waste. Okay. So Tibet, when I came out of Tibet in 1959, it is almost a world like a God must be crazy. Anyone have seen? Young people, they don't know about it. So like that kind of state. Every mountains are intact. Every rivers we can drink. From every stream we can drink water. Okay, there's no such called pollution. Because there's nothing. Huh? Okay. And of course, Tibet was not a perfect place. And that also His Holiness Dalai Lama also says, Tibet wasn't a perfect place. There was a problem. So every society has a problem. And so now the scholars or scientists are there saying the time of oil, 20th century, 19th century, 20th century is century of oil, gas. Now 21st century and on is century of water they're thinking about. Water is very important. And Tibet is the source of 9 main rivers, which runs through 10 countries. China, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Thailand, Burma, Laos, Cambodia. Right? And half of the world population, 50% of the world population is drinking Tibetan water. So when they make nuclear waste, dumping nuclear waste, what would happen? So those are the problems. We're not saying we want Tibet or something, but historically Tibet. As a Tibet, but we are looking for future. We are not going towards past. That's what His Holiness message is all about. And number 5, important thing is commencement of earnest negotiations on the future status of Tibet and of relations between the Tibetans and Chinese people. So we want to solve the problem through negotiations, not oppression, not power, but understanding. So these are the 5 peace plan of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So when you talk about population transfer, this is a really killing thing, as you know. And also, this is not a new thing. Says the Chinese population transfer policy is not a new thing, because it has been systematically applied over the last century. This earlier century, for example, the Manchus. Manchus were a distinct race with their own culture and tradition, right? Now, I did not even, like when I see Chinese movies, they have a long big tail, doing kung fu, right? Those are Chinese, okay? So those are the Manchus. Those are not Han, those are Manchus. So Manchuria, right? Manchurian Empire, so Manchuria. So it says that today only 2 to 3 million Manchurians are left in Manchuria, where 75 million Chinese are settled in Manchuria. That's early part of the century. And in the eastern Turkestan, which the Chinese called Xinjiang, the Chinese population has grown from 200,000 in 1949 to 7 million population. Okay? That's one thing. And in the wake of the Chinese colonization in Inner Mongolia, Chinese number is 8.5 million, and Mongolians are 2.5 million. Like that way. It's going on and on. And in Tibet, the same. Now, Tibetan population is 6 million, and Chinese are, according to Chinese statistics, is outnumbered. It's more than 6 million, right? 7.5 million. So it is like for me, it's like we call what called cry over spilled milk or something like that. So no one has to do that. Now we have to look future and try to solve problems for our future children and children's children. This is a very important thing, and this is His Holiness' message. And that's all I need to say tonight. Thank you very much.
Story very quickly. As we hear a lot of the Chinese saying how they liberated Tibet, just a couple of weeks ago I was back home, and my father is Czechoslovakian, Czech now, and he was telling us about when the Russians took over Czechoslovakia, and they had sent in tons of soldiers into Czechoslovakia, and they were saying that they were liberating Czechoslovakia. And as the soldiers were everywhere in town, the Czechs would go and talk to the soldiers and would say, "You're not liberating us, you're oppressing us." And the soldiers would say, "No, no, no, we're liberating you. We're liberating you from the imperialistic East." And the Czechs were saying, "No, you're oppressing us." And the soldiers were so confused that after 6 weeks, the Russians had to do a change of the soldiers that were there, because they had to retrain some soldiers with being ready for the Czechs that were opposing their presence. Anyway, just a little on the side.